Our styles evolve and change throughout the years, but there are some timeless concepts that can make a huge impact. They don't cost a lot of money and anyone can do them. Here are my 5 favorite simple ideas to elevate and transform any home. Number 1, reduce clutter. It's boring, I know, but we have to say it because it is important. A cluttered home, unfortunately, rarely looks peaceful and elevated. I like to take a photo of the room I'm working on and then examine it that way. Sometimes it makes it easier to pull it apart, see what's working and what isn't. Are there too many pieces of furniture, too many colors? Do we need a storage solution because the same items keep getting dumped in the same spot? Take it room by room, see what you're not using, what you do not love, what is no longer working for you, and be ruthless. It's a very peaceful feeling to live in a decluttered, organized home. Number 2, pick your color palette. Okay, now that our space is hopefully more empty, let's look at our color palette. Do you prefer warm and rich tones or cool blue and green tones? Personally, I love cool hues, and I've chosen a simple color palette with white, greens, grays, and even a hit of peacock blue. For some reason, my eyes feel at rest with this palette. When I try a pop of red or other bright color, it always feels, abrupt to me, like my eyes can't stop scrolling past it. I really have tried, as you can see here, but I ended up having to paint this green. In fact, this wall has been through a lot of changes. It started off white, then I went to the black trend everyone was doing for a little while, then I tried this paper, and then like I said, I ended up having to paint it green. So it takes some time to figure out what your tastes are. Or maybe you prefer a warmer Mediterranean or boho color scheme like this palette by Benjamin Moore. Either way, if you're looking to unify your space, sticking to a color palette really does make a big difference. I started off each room in our home with a creamy white and then added color from there in accent walls, nooks, doors, and molding. Paint has always been my most powerful DIY tool because of its impact and cost effectiveness. Does your furniture fit with your color palette? What if you've got a mix-match rainbow of fabrics and furniture? We all have styles that evolve and change over time. But first, I would like to point out there are lots of affordable sofa and chair covers to choose from nowadays, much nicer than the elastic ones that they used to try to sell us. But if you don't think your furniture fits with your palette, you can find many affordable covers, and they don't all need to match. You don't want to be too matchy-matchy. You can play around with the print and texture within your color palette. And of course, the same goes with pillow covers. I found these for $13 each. And if you're not happy with furniture, you could always consider painting it. I've painted lots of furniture in my day to fit in with our house. I'm boring and I usually paint it white or use a faux bleached wood technique that I'm showing you here. I also use it on a couple pieces like this antique hutch in the living room, and then as well as a dresser in my daughter's bedroom. I also painted this console under our TV green for a little spot of color. I also painted this dresser that we use as a buffet in the dining room. It was brown. It was really, really dark brown, and I impulsively just slapped some white paint on it without sanding or priming and just, kind of embrace the scratches and chipping that come with time. It's cottagecore or something, okay? So if you're looking to tone down and unify, my advice would be to start simple, and then later you can add accent colors that are easy to switch in and out later. Pillow covers, blankets, pots, or simple art are affordable options to add in experimental colors as you go. Number 3, lighting. Lighting changes the mood. I personally don't love the harshness of overhead lighting and prefer a few lamps scattered about instead. Think about the magic Christmas lights bring. We can have the same effects with table and floor lamps, sconces, rope lighting, candles, even dimmer switches. They create that cozy feel that is especially welcome during winter months or on a summer rainy afternoon. You can find affordable lighting at thrift stores or home goods. You could make over a lamp that you already have. Add in a couple lamps and see what a difference it makes in the evening. My daughter and I are also partial to disco lights. Number 4, plants. Nature is next on the list. Bringing the outdoors in adds life to a space. Not only are plants great for indoor air quality, but research even suggests that active interaction with indoor plants can reduce psychological stress. Also, they're pretty. I added a couple of these $17 Monstera plants to our living space, and I love how the green breaks up all the wood and cream tones. It really makes them stand out. I like to keep a few orchid plants in front of the window in the dining room, and I'm so excited to see them begin to bloom for spring. Plants are just so happy. I prefer live plants, but there are some areas of my house that just don't get as much light, like in the primary bathroom, so I added this faux banana tree. And in the office space, there's only one window, so I added a few branches and a faux fig tree. Number 5, interest. I do try to build somewhat of a neutral base and then add and layer to build interest as time goes on. It's a great way to set the stage for bigger art or wallpaper. I have lots of murals in the house as they are an easy and affordable way to add interest. I see them as giant pieces of art. Small art pieces, of course, have their charming value, but it's great to have some oversized pieces scattered throughout as well. I thrifted these large pieces recently, and I love the scale and presence that they have within the entryway. I also like to play with different fabrics and textures, patterns in the same colors, and different materials to add depth and interest. Here we have stripes with animal print and wood with metal. It gives more of a collected feel than showroom aesthetic. In the hallway, the patterns of the birds and the stripes work together because they are of different scale and also color coordinate, so they don't compete with each other. The green repeats on the wallpaper, doors, and molding to tie them together, and the stripes mimic the color in the bird's wings. I guess in a nutshell, in our home, I'm trying to achieve unity and calmness without being boring. Those are my ideas for this week. I will see you next time. Take care.